So it's gonna be a little weird. I'm gonna try to do it through the mirror, but anyway, I don't know if you can see me. You probably can. Anyway, I cut my hair. I had it cut a little bit because my ends were a little bit ruined. And I need to get some treatment on because my hair is not all that healthy, apparently. Today is the start of another reading vlog. It's Friday 18th? Maybe it's Friday the 18th. Yesterday was the only day I didn't vlog, and I finished Ichiro this morning, and yesterday I finished The Magician's Nephew. I liked it. The Magician's Nephew is definitely, like right now, after I've processed it a little bit, because I finished it last night, I feel like that book, if you were to be introduced to the world of Narnia, you shouldn't start by reading that, because I feel like the prequels are never as good as the originals. And in that case, maybe I am going to start reading the Narnia books by their publication order. The Magician's Nephew was the second to last, I think, novel to be published. So a lot is going to be spoiled. I don't really care, it's fine. I would give it 3 stars because like I liked it. It was very, of course it was very whimsical. It was Narnia. Like I liked being sucked into that world and into the birth of Narnia basically. But still, I think it's something that, I don't know, I could have omitted that until the end and it would have been a better experience. But it being the first Narnia book that I read, if I were reading these books and I wasn't interested enough in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, I would definitely have not continued the series. So yeah, as a first impression, I don't think it was that good, but I mean, it was Narnia. Look, it was nice. I liked it, but it wasn't it, you know? I also finished Ichiro this morning before breakfast when I was having my tea, and it was great. I liked it. It felt incomplete in a way, so I would give it 4 stars. In all the story, you start to get sucked into the realm of the gods, and I would have loved to push that storyline a little bit further, but since the story is mostly about Ichiro and his own personal journey in fitting in with both of his cultures, you know, the American culture and the Japanese culture, but it did leave, like, I really wanted more of the gods world, but it was introduced when I feel like there was nothing you could have done to save it anyway. We still had closure about it, you know. Maybe it wasn't the fairest, but it was also a good way. And it's a children's comic, and I didn't realize, but it's also a really good way to give good messages to children. The author, the illustrator of this novel, just kind of weaved the gods and the mortal world together. I loved his choice of color and his choice of drawing style. His style almost feels like a sketch. I love how crude and how raw that is. In this vlog, I will attempt I started reading, I will currently start reading 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and I'm so surprised I've never gotten to it. I also want to get to Hopscotch by Cortázar, because my teacher said to me that I should read them. I have always wanted to get into Gabriel Garcia Marquez, but I can't because I'm just too intimidated by it. It's like the Shakespeare. But since I already have it and it's just sitting on my desk, I'll just read it once and for all. I'll also attempt to get further into Charles Dickens' Great Expectations, because I haven't picked that up in a long time. And I will also be starting The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from the Chronicles of Narnia. So yeah, I'm trying to read a couple of books at the same time, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to get used to reading more books at once. Anyway, I'm gonna make myself, I started cooking lunch. My mom's gonna come over to help me lately, and what my friend has been telling me to do is, you know, drink tea before every single meal and it'll help. So I'm doing that, and I think I'll film in the bathroom more often because I like the echo of it. my phone finished breaking off yesterday, so we have what we have. I just tidied my room, and let me just put on some ASMR because I was listening to that. I'm listening to Summer Kitchen Ambiance, so I'll probably link it in the description. It's so good. I love listening to ambiance when I'm reading because it's just really quiet in here, and I just have the urge to go outside and just have just read where there is vegetation and stuff. But I don't really want to go to the park that's nearby to read because I feel like that'd be a little weird. Besides, I don't really want to go outside and go through the trouble of, you know, do all the safety measures when I could easily just read in here. I'm drinking green and ginger tea. So I wanted to show you my new reading routine that I am starting to implement with 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So this is a very intimidating work, and I am so disappointed in myself that I didn't start with like short stories by Gabriel Garcia Marquez so that I could like get used to his work gradually. But we're already here, and I really don't want to go to the bookstore because I'm already fixing my phone today, so that's a lot of money. And yeah, so I just really wanted to read it because Emma from Emmy, she really liked it. But it's really intimidating because this won a Nobel Prize in the 80s, in 1982, and it is considered the second most important Spanish work, like not Spanish as in Spain, but work in Spanish after the Bible. Also, I just realized how awful of a Spanish reader I am because Spanish is my mother tongue, of course, and it's just, I haven't realized how much I skim, and not skim as in not take in the words or anything, but I don't know the meanings of many words because I just decide to skip them and try to absorb the meaning through context clues. And I realized that isn't really sustainable, especially in this book where there are such specific words. So my new reading routine includes these small notebooks that I bought for my school year, which never arrived. So I just have them laying around here, and this I decided to use for definitions in Spanish, and I'm going to be using one for definitions in English. I've read 2 pages so far, like not 2 pages of the book. I've already read like a couple of pages in the book. I'm page 20, but I've read 2 pages today so far, and I'm almost filled up with a page of definitions because a lot of these words I actually didn't know, and some of these words were words that I thought I knew, but I wouldn't define them. I couldn't describe them. I couldn't tell you what they meant. So I just looked them up. The language is extremely beautiful. Like, I understand much more of words in English than I understand in Spanish because in English I've been having like really intense studies. Like, I've been studying the language since I was like 5 years old, like in school. So it was always like immersion in vocabulary and immersion in conjugation and grammar and stuff like that. So this is the last week of February. So this week I'm planning on reading about 2 or 3 more books. I'm not planning on finishing this, but I am planning on finishing Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I do want to get into my teacher's essay book because I feel like this is going to be a quick read and I'm going to be able to get through it quickly. And okay, just reading like pieces of paragraphs of this, it's so funny. Like, he's got talent. My teacher has got talent. And well, okay, my process is I don't understand a word, or I catch a word that I would normally skim over to see if I can find context clues on it that I can't define by itself, that I don't have in my brain. I downloaded the RAE app, which is La Real Academia Española, which is basically the dictionary, the default dictionary for the Spanish languages. It's the Oxford Dictionary, for example, equivalent in Spanish. So I look it up in here in my iPad, and then I write down the word in blue and kind of so that it's a little more noticeable, and then write the definition in black. This is definitely helpful. And then after I've gone through like an entire paragraph and to find all of the words of the paragraph and make sure that I understand the words of the paragraph, I read it again because, of course, having to look up a meaning, it pulls me out of the reading experience. So I have to reread the paragraph to make sure that I understand all the words in context, and I'm liking it. I'm liking the process because I'm just understanding a little more of the language and how rich it actually is. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading, and probably throughout the day my mom is going to go and get my phone fixed, so she's going to drop it off. Okay, so good news is that I finally fixed my phone. Finally fixed the phone screen. So probably the shots are going to be a lot better from now on because I'm gonna be able to see what I'm filming. And I just finished The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis, which is technically the first, not technically, but yeah, it's the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. And I just finished it. I started today and I finished it. Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll start studying for the last exam that I got, and I didn't want to study because my phone screen wasn't all there, so I kind of wanted this to be like everything was good. I'm starting to prioritize Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, but I don't really feel in the mood for it, so I'm just gonna DNF it for now because I feel like I haven't been really enjoying it so far, and I don't want to read through it all again at the moment, so I'm probably going to go for A Christmas Carol or some other thing by Charles Dickens because I don't want to feel like it was a waste of time to open the anthology, because it wasn't, but I just frankly really want to get into something by Charles Dickens, so I might start A Christmas Carol. So today you and I are going to go on a wonderful journey of me tabbing the different sections of my Shakespeare anthology. So I just had this idea while I was reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that I should probably separate each section with tabs that stick out. So for those tabs, since I don't actually have like sticky notes for those tabs and I don't want to waste an entire pack of sticky notes on it, I will most likely grab some white paper and just scribble on the name of the story or the play, or maybe just like these are the sonnets and stuff like that, and I'll just like paste it with a piece of tape. I want to DNF for the moment Thus Spoke Zarathustra and pick up The Birth of Tragedy by Nietzsche, because Birth of Tragedy was a bit of an earlier work, and I do want to get into his works a little more gradually because, yeah, even though I already got into it and already underlined several things of the of Zarathustra, but I feel like I should maybe start a little later. Also, anything else? I do want to get into the Arabian Nights again because I was just remembering, and I feel like that's I don't know, I feel like I missed that. Okay, so I'm just I was getting this Shakespeare anthology out, which is like right there. I'm sorry. Okay, it's like right there. And I was just taking a look at the books that I have here, and my copy of Crazy Rich Asians still has a couple of recipes. It has a recipe over here, and it has a recipe like over here, but in pencil. And I find it extremely interesting, like the owner of this book, what was she doing, or he or they, what were they doing with this book? How did those recipes get in here? And like, I'm just super curious. I don't know. It's not funny. Well, yeah, it's amusing, and it's really, really intriguing. It's not that I like to keep my books like completely immaculate, because I mean that would be like the ideal, but I know that may not be possible. However, it does irk me that when this was repackaged, because this was packaged to the, you know, to where I wanted it to be shipped, and then when it was repackaged over here, Like the guy who repackaged this into like one box, who got everything into one box, just kind of wasn't careful with it, and it kind of bothers me. So it's not that I don't mind it being a little broken or tattered, but it came to me like this, and it was new. So like, yeah, that's it. I also just wanted to show you how it looks like bare. Doesn't this look amazing? And this is like this is the softest thing in the world. And I feel like it's a good size, but it could be a better size even. So I'm pretty certain that you're gonna call me a coward, but I'm not gonna tab it. Right now, I'm not gonna tab it because first of all, this monster requires at least some daylight to, you know, at least look into it, because I don't think there's an index at the front of this. Like if there were an index, I would be like extremely happy. Exactly, there is no index. Like, what the fuck? I'm lazy as fuck, so I might just write it down in a paper first. That's what I'm gonna do, actually. I am a fucking dumbass.